Ladies and gentlemen, Six Fig Stock Trader here on YouTube, June 29th, 8:45 a.m. Central Time. We're going to be discussing CKB on the 3-day chart. Now, if you're into other altcoins, stuff like that, hang around because after CKB, we'll be diving into this treasure trove of comments to pull some of the other tickers that I've asked everyone else to leave. But folks, you guys are killing me. The last video only got 62 likes, so I'm going to need everyone to smash that like button. It's the easiest way to contribute to the channel's success if you like this sort of TA. Let's break CKB down right now. I had to change my moving average to 190 days because on the 200, I wasn't getting anything showing up here. So interestingly enough, I adjusted 10 days, not the biggest deal in the world, and it shows up. But I'm seeing some bullish activity or some bullish patterns in the form of Elliott wave happening with CKB, especially on the 3-day chart. And let's kind of break this down here. We can see there was a high on April 1st, a low on April 22nd, another high on May 10th, and what is another low on May 22nd, a high on June 6th, and another low on June 21st. Now, this completes the Elliott wave theory sequence, particularly because wave 2 to 3 is not the shortest wave. And technically, I know everybody's probably saying, well, hey, wave 3 is ending at the same level as wave 5. But if we look at this, we can definitely see wave 5, this candle comes down and actually pierces this little gray line right in here. And we can see here that it does not quite make it down. So I do believe this is a valid Elliott wave theory complex. With that said, we have somewhat of a bounce off this 200 moving average. The only thing I'm not liking about this setup, folks, is that we have this symmetrical triangle kind of forming on this 3-day chart. Now, this was a bad bear shed, and if you guys can remember back June 17th, which is right in the middle of here, I said that was going to be an important date for the market. And I've also said that July 14th is definitely going to be an important day for the market, whether or not we know it goes up or down from here, no one knows. But this is the current situation of CKB, at least for now. We are sitting at some very important points right now. We can see that we have kind of dipped below this Fibonacci 23.6 line and are now kind of sitting up on top of it. So I'm hoping that we get some more candles closing on the daily above this. Otherwise, we could be in trouble. Now, I did mention one other thing on the side of retracements, and let me just kind of refresh everyone's memory. The last time I said this, the last video, because it was like 5 days, and I'm sure everybody's busy watching other people's videos as well. Bear with me. I also was saying that if this forms bearish, because when we're looking at the retracement side of things here, I'm seeing something that is very concerning. In fact, like I've mentioned before, I've been speculating that we might see somewhat of a corrective wave occur, and that is my bearish outcome for CKB if this symmetrical triangle fails. I definitely think that we come down and retest this 200 moving average somewhere in the 0.008, under a penny again, guys. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. Things are looking more bullish to me than bearish at this point in time. As far as the market is concerned, it's just impossible right now to kind of tell which way things are going to go. We could go ahead and run a little, let's see, we could run a little Andrews pitchfork or shift pitchfork. Let's just go with the shift pitchfork here. And what this is definitely telling us is For those of you that don't know about Shift Pitchfork, is that we are indeed trading sideways, and that's not anything new for all of us. We've been trading sideways pretty much since May 23rd. But this little orange line symbolizes the neutral zone. Anything above this is resistance. Anything below this is support in a way. So when I'm looking at stuff like this, we can definitely see how we are kind of working our way up the ladder rungs here. And I'm hoping that we'll just see CKB come back up to at least 0.015. But nothing's guaranteed, especially in this market. Right now, there are a couple points, that we could kind of guess as to when this thing could break. It'd be nice to see CKB come roaring past either of these two trend lines here at some point in time in the near future. I really do think that would benefit everyone. Other things that I'm seeing on the chart, let's get this going here. On the 4-hour chart is inverse head and shoulders. So whether, it just kind of depends on where this thing goes, but you can kind of see what I'm doing here, and we just don't know if this will play out or not. Like I said, I'm hoping CKB can kind of pump up here because I'm holding a huge bag I've been loading up at this 0.01 level this week. Let's go ahead. That's about all I got for you guys on CKB, but let's go ahead. If you haven't already, smash that like button, please. I beg you. So let's look at the comments section here. Can you look at GRT? Okay, I'll look at that in a second. Somebody had commented on one of my pictures I posted asking if my drink was filled with beer or scotch, and I replied it was full of whiskey. Dan Perchner says maybe add timestamps when you do TA. Maybe. And then we have, let's just see here. Following up, thank you, Blackhawks fan. In the last video, I was talking about ICP. He says at one point it was the top 7 crypto. That's insane. Can't stop buying. It's like heroin. Okay. And then R Fox, Red Fox Lab. I don't know. I'll check out ERG just because we got a couple people here talking about it. I don't know if you guys would be even interested in an AMA. If you guys are, just let me know in the comments. Safe Moon, we're not going to do that. Shiba, no. Maybe if you come up with some other coins. This guy says no shit coins. Celer, Cal J. For like the last month, you've been saying Celer, and I've been hearting your comment, meaning to get to that. So we'll do Celer for you and Marcos. So let's go Celer and ERG. So let's pull up Celer. It's been a long time. Celer networks. Okay, here we go. It's been a while since I've looked at Celer. I think you can kind of see probably the last time I was looking at Celer was probably back in May. But you can see the previous homework I was doing on Celer, and it really needed to hold this Fibonacci channel, and it does indeed appear that it has broken this channel, so this might be headed downwards. But I'm no expert there on Celer Network. If you are looking for an expert in Celer Network, I want you to go to one of my friends whose name is Crypto TA. Google it, and then YouTube it, and then look for Celer. he has his finger on the pulse for Celer more than I do. But here it is. Well, let's just go ahead and see what we can figure out with Celer for right now. If we run off these points here. So it looks like Celer has been trading nicely within these Fibonacci channels. It has been on a downtrend. And it looks like currently we are resting at the 50% line as far as Fibonacci is concerned. And this would actually be the 61.8 if it was on a retracement side of things. So that is a very powerful line for Celer to be resting at. And this could very well be a good pivot point for Celer. Now, like I said, I don't know much about Celer. I don't follow it. I really don't follow up on any of the developments or anything like that. So if you know of anything Celer is doing in the comments section, let us know. We can see that looking back in hindsight, Fibonacci time sequence, this is dead on each time sequence. So we've got another time sequence coming up around July 20th, folks. That could be an important date for Celer. Let's switch over to a daily chart on this, and then we'll have to just readjust these lines to make sure everything is lined up. So we can see June 20th was a nasty day, and it looks like July 10th, folks, for Celer. Write that down in your calendar. That could mark a pivot point or shift in momentum for Celer Network. What it's going to do from here, nobody knows, but we do have a nice spinning top followed by some bullish engulfing. Ideally, I would like to see this price action come up and break through this cloud. We can see that Celer did top out at about 10 cents here back in late March, so that's awesome. Looks like currently we are trading under the cloud, under the 200 and under the 50. So with all that said, we're going to go over to another crypto, ERG. I think that was one of them. Let's see here. ERG, you guys are probably screaming at me right now. Oh, man. ERG, where is it? I thought it was ERG. Was it ERG? Let's see here, folks. I do apologize for this. I thought it was ERG. A couple people wanted ERG. Okay, here we go. ERG. Let's see here. USD. So, you know, folks, I'm not really seeing anything. ERG. Looks like a stock. I'm not sure, folks. We're going to have to abandon ERG and let's just go with let's go with Vechain. I like Vechain. I think I covered it in the last video. So here we got Vechain nipping at the heels of the 200 moving average. And as you've noticed, folks, the 50, I'm going to go back and change this to a 200 quick. The 50 really hasn't came down and death crossed on the daily chart for Vechain, interestingly enough. So there might still be a little bit of hope left for Vechain, and this is really looking a lot like the CKB chart as well. But we can definitely see how Vechain is definitely trading, you know, possibly upwards. If we can get past this 200 moving average, and this is what I like to see, is when these coins get up past like a 200 moving average and then trade sideways into a pennant formation, something like this, and by default price action hits this wall if we trade sideways and then upwards. So with that said, Vechain might be kind of getting ready to trade sideways and move up. I hope. We can also see the inverse head and shoulders forming on this as well. So it could be at that point in time, we could be kind of hovering somewhere towards the end of that, as you can see. So Vechain, folks, I think has some potential here going forward. I'm going to wrap this video up. It's 15 minutes long, and I hate dragging these videos out this long, but there you have it. There's CKB, Vechain, and what was the other one we just did? I'm sorry, folks. It's early in the morning where I'm at, and I haven't had my coffee. So there you have it. I hope you guys smash that like button, and I'll flip out another video for you guys tomorrow. But I'll see what my internet connectivity is going to be like. Let me know in the comments section what coin you want. If you want an AMA, I'm not really thinking that, but we'll catch you guys tomorrow.